Hey guys, welcome to the Girl Take No podcast, first episode for 2024. It's a brand new year, and you know what that means. It's time to talk about setting intentions that actually stick. And I'm glad I'm doing this episode as a solo episode because I really want to start doing more solo episodes in 2024. Last year, I was so booked and busy with guest episodes that I didn't have enough time to actually do a solo episode, like solo episodes at all. I did maybe one or two. I think I snuck them in there. But this year, one of my intentions is to do 2 episodes per week. And one of those episodes will always be a solo episode. So you can actually expect 2 episodes from us this year per week. And that's on a Tuesday and a Thursday that we're going to release 2 episodes. So make sure you guys set up your notifications so you'll know when I release those episodes, and you'll always make sure you get the notification and know when those episodes are available to you. But I'm excited to implement the solo episodes as a part of the podcast because I feel like I have an opportunity to actually connect more with my listeners and viewers when I do solo episodes. Cause it's just me and you talking, me and you. I'm with you while you're riding your car or while you're at the gym or whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're in the house working, taking care of the kids, whatever it may be. I'm right there. Wherever you're listening or watching, it's us. And I'm excited about it. So let's talk about setting intentions to actually stick. Now, no more empty resolutions. Okay. So this year we're all about real sustainable change here. Sustainable change. That's what we're all about. So whatever you're doing right now, grab yourself your favorite drink, find a cozy spot. You know, if you're driving, make sure you pay attention to the road, but let's go ahead and we're going to dive into this new episode for 2024. So first off, I want to talk about why New Year's resolutions often don't work. Right? I mean, come on, we really know. I mean, I think it's gone past the whole New Year's resolution. I think people don't even really set New Year's resolutions. They really try to set goals for themselves. But even with setting goals for the new year, there's not a lot of intention behind it. So, but oftentimes we do it. We set the goals. We set our goals. We know the drill. We get super excited about, our big, often unrealistic goals. And by February, let's be honest here, by February, it's like, what resolutions, right? We fell off. Let's just be honest. By February, we fell off because we did not keep up with what we say we were going to do. So this year for 2024, we're going to switch that up. We are going to switch it up, baby. We're going to do things completely different this year, unlike we did last year in 2023. But before we get into anything, I want to share a personal story with you guys because I want you guys to know that last year I set my resolutions, right? And I had like 20 to 30 resolutions. I mean, I had so many different resolutions, right? And I know y'all probably thinking, girl, why did you have so many, Shaunie? And I can tell you that I just had a lot that I wanted to do. I had a lot that I wanted to do. I really wanted to do things differently. And one of the things that I set for myself last year was that I wanted to find the things that bring me joy. And of that 20 to 30 list, right? That was one of the things. And with that is how I started the Girl Take No podcast. But I can tell you that, guess what? I only achieved 2 or 3 of the things that I had on my list. Honestly, and I'm being 100% transparent with you guys. I really only achieved maybe 2 or 3 things that I had on my list. And so this year, what I realized was, Shaunie, you got to be realistic with yourself. You got to understand that it's not just about setting goals. It's about creating intentions and habits that align with our true selves. That's what it's about. And I'm going to say that again, because I think you guys need to hear it. This is for the people in the back. It's about creating intentions and habits that align with our true selves. And so how do we do that? Because I know y'all want to know how to do it. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to set your intentions and habits to align with your true selves. 3 tips is going to help you stick to your goals. It's going to help you actually achieve the things that you want to achieve. I'm being very honest. It's going to help you do it. And these things have helped me, and I know they're going to help you. But you know what? We're going to try them together. This is what we're going to do together. I'm not doing this by myself. You guys are going to do this with me. And I want you to understand that the tips that I'm about to share with you, I found them to be incredibly helpful for setting intentions that actually stick. You see, because the key word here is setting your intentions. Because honestly, it's really a mindset thing. When we think about what we want to achieve for a new year, or when we think about anything we want to achieve, we have to think about our mindset and and our intentions, because we have to be intentional about what we want to do with our lives. We have to be intentional about it. So it's really all about your mindset. And so in 2024, we really have to shift our mindset and our thinking around what we want to achieve. And the first thing I'm going to tell you, the first tip is that you have to be very specific and you have to be realistic. You have to be very specific and realistic with yourself. Let's be honest. Gone are the days that you can lie to yourself and say that you can do it all. It's a lie. You cannot do it all. Let's be honest. You cannot do it all. Let's be realistic. And I say, you know what? Let me tell you, with me, with the first tip is that I had to be realistic and say, okay, you set all these goals last year. You only achieved 2 or 3. So you know what you're going to do this year? You're only going to set no more than 5 this year. No more than 5, because I put all those things on my list last year. And because I only achieved like 2 or 3, I really felt disappointed. And I realized that, you see, it's the mindset when we when we think we're going to achieve so many different things and we don't, in our mind, we're telling ourselves, oh my God, I failed at that. I failed at it. I didn't even try. And then you begin to feel down on yourself, right? Your confidence began to suffer because you felt like I didn't even achieve any of the things that I wanted to do. And so this year I said, you know what? I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not setting myself up to feel bad, to feel disappointed, and I'm not setting myself up to fail. I'm only setting myself up to win this year. I'm only doing things that I know I'm going to win at. I'm only doing things that I know I'm guaranteed to succeed at. And I know you're probably thinking, Shaunie, really guaranteed? If you're very specific and realistic with yourself, you are guaranteed to succeed at whatever goal you set for yourself this year. And I mean that with everything in me. If you're very specific and realistic, because realistically, we don't have 20 or 30 things that we want to do. Come on now, let's be honest with ourselves. We do not have that many things that we really want to do. I was really reaching last year. I was reaching, and I know I was, because I had to get honest with myself. You see, I didn't need nobody else to come in and tell me that, girl, you being crazy right now. I knew I was. And so this year I said, you know what? I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not setting myself up for those type of failures or those type of disappointments. I'm going to set myself up to win. I'm going to set my mindset up, and I'm going to set myself up intentionally to win so that my intentions and habits actually meet up. And that's why tip number 1 is important for you to be very specific and realistic. Because once you're realistic with yourself and you're honest with yourself about what you truly want for yourself for 2024, then you ask yourself, well, why do I want that? Why do I want it? Why do I want to achieve this for myself this year? Why do you want it? That's the biggest question behind it. And if you can't find a reason why you want to do it, then you know what? It's not for you to do. It's really not. And if you find your reason why, understand this. I think too often we always try to share our goals and our whys and all this stuff with people because we're looking for validation. You don't have to share your goals with anybody. They're your goals. You can keep them to yourself. And your reason why is your reason why. Because if you tell your reason why to someone else and they might say to you, oh, you know what, that's not a real reason why, then you begin to feel bad about the goal that you set for yourself and the reason why you did it. See, nobody can tell you why you want to do something for your life. Only you can tell yourself that, because only you have to live this life. It's your life to live. So whatever your reason why behind what you want to achieve, it's nobody's business but yours. But I can tell you one thing that's on my list this year. What's on my list this year is that I want to increase my influence on social media. Right? I want to grow my influence. And when I said, Shaunie, you want to grow your influence, why do you want to do that? And I had to think about it. I said, well, why do I want to grow my influence? Well, one of the main reasons why I want to grow my influence is because I want to be able to inspire other women who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to ditch their 9-to-5, right? Who want to leave the 9-to-5 and become entrepreneurs, do something for themselves. I want to be able to inspire them, to let them know that you can actually do this. That it's not this far-fetched goal of yours, that you can actually make this happen. I want to inspire those women. You know what else I want to do? I want to share with them whatever I learn, whatever tips or tools and resources I know about, I learn that can help us do it. I want to share that with them. I don't want to gatekeep information. I want to share information. Too many people gatekeep information today. Like seriously, so many people gatekeep on their information that they don't want to share with people, but I'm different. When I learn something, I want to share it. I want other people to know because I'm like, oh my God, other people can benefit from this. I know they can. I know they can benefit from this. So I want to share with them. So that's my why behind why I want to increase my influence. And then when we go to why, which takes us to step number 2, we got to think about the how. How do we do it? So tip number 2 is that you want to break them down into smaller steps. You want to break your goals down into smaller steps. It is so important. It's such a pivotal part of goal setting. It's such a pivotal part of being intentional about your goals. So being that you want to be very specific and realistic, next tip number 2 is that you want to break it down into smaller steps. And that's where it becomes a daily task. That's where you become very task oriented. You want to have daily tasks. That is the how. So now that I have my goal, I know why I want this goal. Now I got to figure out, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? That is the how. So now for me, because I want to give you guys examples, if I want to increase my influence because I want to share my information, right? Inspire other women, how am I going to do it? Well, one of the ways I'm going to do that is that I'm going to start doing solo episodes, because in the solo episodes, I get to share what I know. I'm going to start sharing things on social media, giving more tips, giving more advice, having more Q&As with people, because I want them to know that I have information to share that can really help you. And I want you to be inspired enough right where you are, not thinking that you have to be somewhere else, but right where you are, that you can start right where you are and get everything you want done. So that's how I plan to do it. And there's so many other things in the how and that daily task list that I set for myself to say, hey, I want to make sure I hit one of these on a daily basis. That daily, I'm creating content that gives people the information that they're looking for, that solves a pain point or a problem for them. That's the how. So like I said, you got to remember why you want to do your goal, and you got to remember how you're going to do it. How are you going to actually make it happen? Too many times we set goals, right? We set these big goals for ourselves. We maybe know why we want them, but then we don't really put down in place like how we're going to achieve them. We just think, oh, I'm just going to work towards it. And that's great. You're supposed to work towards it, but how? It's that how piece that's the most important piece of achieving your goals and being intentional. Intention is all about how you do things. It's about your mindset and how you do it. Because you can't just say, oh, I'm going to do this and don't do nothing towards it. You're never going to achieve a goal that you don't work towards. That's just honest. Hands down, if you don't work towards it, you're never going to achieve it. You're never going to achieve it. If you don't work toward it, you already failed at it. So if you want to fail at it, then don't work towards it. Don't break it down into steps. Just put it on your list and just forget about it, because that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be forgotten. That's what people can, when it comes to manifestation. People think that, oh, I'm saying these daily affirmations. I'm manifesting the life I want. I'm manifesting the life I want, but they're not taking any steps towards it. Manifestation is all about affirmations, believing and seeing actually before you have it, but also working towards it. Listen, faith without works is dead. And that's true. You can have all the faith you want, but if you don't put the work in to get it, it's not going to happen. And that's what happens with manifestation. You have to work towards it. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to have this and I'm going to do this and I'm setting my intentions and I'm speaking my affirmations over my life, but then you're not working towards anything. You're just sitting there waiting for it to happen. You waited in 2023 for everything to happen and it didn't happen. This year for 2024, I need you to take action towards it happening. I need you to take small steps. towards it on a daily basis. On a daily basis. And then tip number 3 is that you want to celebrate your small wins. You want to celebrate the small victories. And so this is what it does for our mindset. When we're able to set realistic goals, right? Realistic goals that are actually achievable. We're able to break them down into small steps where we're working towards it on a daily basis. And then we celebrate ourselves. You're now telling your mind that I am actually achieving what I set out to achieve. I'm actually doing it, and I'm celebrating myself. I feel like last year in 2023, and this is me personally, and y'all may be better than me, but I didn't celebrate myself enough. I really didn't. I did not celebrate myself enough. And I feel like too often, too many of us are just going through life, not celebrating the things that we achieve. And I'm not talking about big achievement. Remember, the key to this tip number 3 is to celebrate small victories. One of those small victories might just be, I checked off something on my list that I've been wanting to do. I took a step, right? I took a step. Whatever that step is, you did it. Celebrate that. Let's stop not thinking that the things that we're doing are not things that worth to be celebrated. Things don't have to be so grand and all and big to be celebrated. They just don't. You have to know what's important to you. And if you took a step towards that, then you should feel proud of yourself. I don't know. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a smiley face sticker. Remember when you were a child that the teachers would give you little stickers just for the little things that you do correctly, right? You colored in the lines. Oh my God, you get a sticker. You sat in your chair quietly. Oh my God, you get a check. You get a sticker. And when that happens, that does something to our mind. It does something to our mind. It lets us know that we are actually doing something good for ourselves. So celebrate yourself. I don't care what kind of celebration it may be. It may be, you know what? I'm going to have a nice warm cup of cocoa, or I'm going to have a nice piece of chocolate that I love for myself. Or I'm going to just take a bath and I'm going to soak and I'm going to just sit in it and feel good about what I achieved today. No matter how small, let's celebrate it. I'm doing more of that this year in 2024. I'm really doing more of celebrating the things that I do, the accomplishments that I have done. Like when I launched my podcast, I should have really celebrated. When I got to a year of the podcast, I should have celebrated. When I got to be the top 2% in the top 2% of podcasts in the country, right? Globally, top 2% of podcasts globally for women entrepreneurs, I should have celebrated, but I didn't. I just said, oh, great, good. And I just kept moving when I should have took the time to celebrate my small achievements. I should have did it. So this year, I'm not letting any of that get past me this year. I'm really not. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really not letting nothing go by without me celebrating myself. Let's just be honest. Some of us need to just celebrate the fact that we made it through 2023 because shit was tough. It was hard. I know there are some of you out there listening and watching that probably felt that I didn't even think I was going to make it to 2024. You guys got to excuse me for coughing. I'm just coming off a nasal congestion. So I'm really trying to get past this. But I know a lot of us probably feel like I didn't even think I was going to make it to 2024. And you did. So celebrate it. I don't care how tumultuous the year was. I don't care how hard things was. That's okay. But you made it. You made it. So let's learn to celebrate our small victories. And when we think about those three things will help you stick to what you said you were going to do. It'll help you stick to your goals. That's what they're there for. You want to be realistic and very specific about your goals, right? You want to break them down into small steps that you can actually achieve. And you want to celebrate your small victories. If you do those three things, I promise you, you are guaranteed to achieve what you're looking for. Because you got to remember, listen, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress and understanding what truly matters to you. And I want to repeat that because what we're doing here is that we're not searching for perfection. We're not searching for perfection. We're not searching for perfection at all. It's about progress and understanding what truly matters to you. And once you're able to set those goals and you're able to understand why you want to achieve those goals and you keep your list short, no more than 3 to 5 things. Because I could be honest with you guys, the 3 to 4 things that I actually want to do this year are actually going to increase every area of my life, personally and financially, not just my business, right? Not just professionally, but personally and financially. The 3 things that I want to achieve this year is going to increase all 3 of those areas in my life because that's how big they are and how they touch every area of my life. But I'm very specific about those because I knew if I set these goals, they will touch every area of my life. They would change every area of my life. And so I was very realistic about what I want to do this year. And I have 3 goals. I have 3 right now. If I think of another 2, great. If I don't, I'm not worried about that either. But for right now, I have 3 things that I know for sure that I plan on doing for this year. And I know you can find 3 to 5 things, no more than 5. Please don't not overwhelm yourself with a long list of goals that you know, that you're not going to achieve. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is me. This is your friend. I'm your bestie right now. Listen to your bestie. Okay. Listen to your business bestie. Don't do it to yourself. Stop it right now. Put the pen down. Only write 3 to 5 goals for yourself. Achievable goals. And I'm telling you, if you stick to those 3 tips I gave you, you will actually achieve them. You are guaranteed to achieve them. You are guaranteed to achieve them. And I know you're probably saying, Shaunie, can't nobody guarantee you nothing. I'm telling you, if you follow those 3 tips, if you be very specific and very realistic, right? If you break them down into small steps and if you celebrate your small wins, you're going to see exactly what you achieve by the end of 2024. You might hit your goals before the end of the year where you might be like, you know what? Now that I hit these goals already, it's time for me to do something different. I can actually move on to the next thing. I'm telling you, this year is a year where you set your intentions in the right place. Align your intentions and habits with your true self and what you really want for your life. Because it's not about being perfect. It's about progress and understanding what truly matters to you. That's what it's about. That's what I want you to wrap your mind around this year. Don't wrap your mind around all the things that you have to do, all the bills, everything that's coming down on you. You know, I decided this year that, because last year I felt like my mindset, I lived in a place of lack. You know, sometimes we can live in a lack mindset where we stress so much about what we don't have that we can't see a path to what we can have. And I felt like I did that last year. That's why I'm being very transparent in this episode, very honest with you guys. I was in a lack mindset. But this year, I felt like, you know what? That is dead and gone. For 2024, my mind says nothing but of abundance. I'm not worried about what's due, what I have to take care of, because you know what? God is going to take care of it because I'm putting my faith in action. This is my faith walk. My faith is being put in action. You guys are witnessing it. And I want you to do the same. I want you to not live in a lack mindset for 2024. I want you to go into this year like you have everything that you want. And I want you to set your intentions on the right things because you're going to create habits and you're going to create goals that you're actually going to stick to. We're not going to overwhelm ourselves with a list of 20 to 10 things. We're not going to do that. We're going to focus no more on 5 things, your top 5 things that you want to achieve. Excuse me. That's what we're going to do. That's only those top 5. Because those top 5 things are going to be what truly matters to you. Because when you only can have 3 to 5 things on your list, that's when you become very intentional about what you put on your list. You become very intentional about it. Then you start thinking about what you want, what you truly want. right? What you truly want, what truly matters to you. That's what you start doing. So that's what I want you to do. I want you, when you're done listening to this episode, I want you to go and I want you to write down your top 5 things that you want to achieve for this year. Even if you already did your list, I want you to look at your list and I want you to narrow it down. I really want you to narrow it down. And then once you narrow it down, I want you to break it down. Break it down into small steps. What can you do on a daily basis that can help you achieve this by the end of the year? What can you do? And once you figure out those small steps, I then want you to celebrate every time you achieve one of those steps. I want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to celebrate yourself. You deserve it. No one celebrates you. No one celebrated me. I have to learn how to celebrate myself. That's what I want. And that's what I plan on doing for this year. Because I feel like the goals that I set for myself really are what truly matters to me and what I really want. And I want to tell you guys this, okay? And if you're looking to make this year truly transformational for you, I've got something special for you. And it's what I call our free Ultimate Girl Boss Startup Checklist, right? It is a checklist that is going to be your best friend. If you are listening right now and you want to be an entrepreneur, you are aspiring to start a business, and you don't know where to start, this is a guide that is filled with essential tips and steps to kickstart your journey of becoming a successful girl boss. It really is. It's a free guide that I created for women who are looking to become the ultimate girl boss. So listen, in order to get your hands on this checklist, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter. So I want you to go over to our show notes at the bottom. If you're watching on YouTube, click down in the link in our notes, our YouTube description. So that way you can go ahead and receive your Ultimate Girl Boss checklist, your ultimate startup checklist. It is something that you truly want with you because it actually allows you to have something to reference, right? It is definitely something you can reference. And when you're on your journey and you want to start your business and you don't know where to start, yours might be saying, Shaunie, I want to start a business. I just don't know where to start. I might not know what I want to start, but I don't even know where I want to start. This list helps you kickstart that journey. So not only will you receive this invaluable resource, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it, but you'll also get updates and exclusive content and so much more from the Girl Techno podcast. So you really don't want to miss out. This is truly a really great offer. The Ultimate Girl Boss Startup Checklist is something I created with women in mind who I know that I've gotten so many questions from. And I created this checklist because I said, you know what? We need a reference, a guide, something to go by, right? Something that can say, hey, did you do this today? Here's the next step you need to take. And each of those steps get you to your ultimate goal, that is launching your business. That's what those steps do. So again, make sure if you're listening, make sure you go down in our show notes. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you go down, click down into the YouTube description. The link is right there for you to sign up for the free checklist. It's a free checklist. Who doesn't want something for free? Who doesn't want something for free? And so I really want you to be able to take advantage. I really want you to start this year with a different mindset. I really want this to be the year that you get everything that you wanted. This will be your transformational year. This will be the year with everything that you wanted, you will actually be able to achieve. So when you're able to set your goals, when you're able to set your intentions, and now you have your checklist to actually help you do that, that keeps you accountable. This is what that checklist does. This is your accountability partner. You check off things that you achieve. And once you do it, what I told you to do is celebrate it. You have to celebrate it. If you're looking to start your business and the first thing you want to do is name your empire, and if you figure out the name, that's a celebration, honey. You check that off that list. You celebrate that win. That is a win for you. And you pat yourself on the back. You give yourself a gold star. You do whatever you got to do to make yourself feel good, and watch how motivated you are to continue checking off things on that list. You're going to see. I really want this year to be the year that all of our lives transformed, not just yours, but mine's too. I have goals to achieve this year. And I want to be able to achieve them because I'm setting my intentions. I'm doing the same steps, the tips that I gave you. I'm doing the same tips. I was very realistic about my goals this year. I was very honest with myself. I'm very specific about them because, like I said, I chose goals that touch every point of my life, right? I've already broken them down into smaller steps in terms of like, how do I plan to achieve those? So each of those, I broke them down. And then you know what I'm going to do? When I start checking things off that list, I'm going to celebrate myself because I did not do that last year. And I refuse to go through 2024 without celebrating myself. And that's something I encourage all of you to do. Celebrate yourself more. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care how small it is. Celebrate yourself. You deserve it. Trust me. I know you didn't celebrate yourself last year. I know you didn't because it's not something we do, especially women. When your wives, moms, and all these different hats we wear, we don't celebrate ourselves. We wait till Mother's Day to celebrate ourselves or our anniversaries. No more. Celebrate yourself daily. When you achieve something that you work towards, celebrate it. I don't care if it means you just got out of bed this morning because yesterday was such a tough day that you didn't even know if you wanted to wake up. You wanted to lay in bed all day and not do anything. But you know what you did? You decided to get up. You decided to roll yourself out. You decided to pick yourself up and get out of bed and tackle the day. Celebrate that shit. I mean it. Because you got up and you decided that I'm going to take this day on. Yesterday tried to knock me down, but I didn't let it. Because today I got back up. I got back up. And I'm going to continue to get up every day. Celebrate it. I don't care if you just put music on and you start dancing in your home. That's you celebrating the fact that you got up. Celebrate you. Now, listen, I want to hear from you. I do. I want to hear from you because I want to know what are your intentions for this year and how you planning to make them stick. I really want to know what are your intentions for this year and how you're planning to make them stick. I want you to share your stories. I want you to share your tips with us on all of our social media. Listen, we're the Girl Techno Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, every platform. We are Girl Techno Pod, and I want you to tag us in it. And if you tag us in it, I just might feature you in our next episode. So I want to hear from you. I really want to know what intentions are you setting for 2024 and how you plan to stick with them. I want you to be intentional about them. I want you to be realistic and I want you to be intentional. Let's hold each other accountable for what we say we're going to do. And if nobody else celebrates you, if you come back here every week, every Tuesday or every Thursday for my episodes, that's me celebrating you. I'll celebrate you. We'll celebrate you together. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm your business bestie. I'm going to celebrate you to make sure you know that you are worthy. You are doing a great fucking job and don't you ever give up on yourself. I'm not going to give up on me and don't you dare give up on you. The only way we don't become the great women that we are destined to be, are the great people we are destined to be, that we don't achieve the lives that we always wanted is because we don't try. That's the only way you're not going to achieve it. If you don't try, you're never going to get it. But if you try and you stay consistent and you believe, you're going to get it. You're guaranteed to get it. Ask any successful entrepreneur. They'll tell you that. Everyone that I interview in 2024 believed in themselves. Every successful entrepreneur believed in themselves. They had moments where they felt like, wow, is this going to work? But you know what? They did not give up on themselves. And so I'm telling you for 2024, do not give up on yourself. I'm not giving up on me. Don't you give up on you. So I'm excited about this new year. And I want you to get excited. And I want you to set those intentions. And I want you to tell me how you plan to make them stick. Okay? Let's do it. So listen, before we wrap up, let's set a small intention. Let's set a small intention right now. Whether it's taking a deep breath, writing down a goal, or texting a loved one. Let's do one small thing today that gets us closer to where we want to be. And I can tell you right now, I'm starting by this episode because I said I want to increase my influence and I wanted to release more episodes, 2 episodes a week. This is me starting and setting and achieving what I set out to do. This is me starting right now. This is my intention. I wanted to increase my influence. And by doing that, I say, you know what? I have to do solo episodes. I have to do 2 episodes per week. And one of those episodes is a solo episode. So this is me doing the small steps towards me increasing my influence on social media. This is it. This is my step. Right now, me doing this show right now, you listen to the show right now. This is the step that I took. So what about you? What about you? Let me know what small step you took today. And let's celebrate it together. Because once I'm done, I'm going to celebrate the fact that I did this episode, baby. I did it. I did it. Listen, thank you so much for tuning into the Girl Take No podcast. Remember, you have the power to make this year the best one yet. So keep taking notes because life is the best teacher and we're all in this together. Until next time, stay inspired, keep charting your own unique path, and I'll see you next time.